Welcome back to another episode of the Smokehouse Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Joe, and I'm here with my co-host and good friend, Sam.
Yo,
And we got another one for you today. And, All-Stars around the corner. So we are going to be picking the Smokehouse All-Star starters, and that will be the East and the West. Before we start, how you feeling, man? Good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm ready to get into it. Yeah, man. I think this one's gonna be a bit more straightforward. I think reserves. We were talking about this. Reserves might be a bit techier. Um, but
Reserves, which we're going to do another episode. Look out for that. But
yeah,
that's going to be much trickier than this, I believe. I think the NBA this season,
especially the
I
West.
feel, especially the West, I think the 5 players from the West and the 5 players from the East have pretty much set themselves apart from the rest. Maybe there are some questions here and there, but I feel like stuff like injuries have also made it kind of easy for us to pick in these positions. But yeah, man, let's get straight into it. So, for those who don't know, the All-Star now selection is now positionless, I believe. So yeah, you could have 5 guards, you could have 5 bigs, you could have 5 wings. So I'm going to let's start with the East.
Yeah.
And I want to start with my first selection, which I think is a no-brainer for me, and I think is a dark horse MVP for me, because the Boston Celtics coming into the NBA season did not have expectations of being
None
a
whatsoever.
second seed. They didn't have expectations of being, certified second seed. They're 4 wins out from being the first seed, with the Pistons being number 1 seed. And for me, one of my favorite stories right now of the NBA season, because, Jalen Brown, that is my pick. Jalen Brown, for me, has had to prove his worth in the NBA a lot, because we've all known he's a great player, all NBA player, all-star level player, 2-way player, but I don't even want to say he's been overshadowed, but I feel like the NBA narrative and media narrative is that he is a disgruntled second star, and I don't think it is that. I just think him and Jason Tatum have played so well together for so long, but they've been trying to just, coexist together without the media narratives and this and that. But obviously winning their chip a couple of seasons ago has solidified that. But he's showing that I'm a 1B. I'm not a 2.
Yeah, I'm not. He's not a 2 at all.
I'm in the NBA's eyes, I might not be Batman, yeah, but I'm certainly not Robin. I'm certainly not Robin. And just to give it to put in perspective what he's doing, he's averaging just under 30 a game, 29.7, 6.4 rebounds, 4.8 assists a game, just under 50% from the field. 36% from 3, but he's carrying a load offensively. He's carrying the load defensively. He never takes a night off. Even in their last game, plus 36 and the plus minus. And I just think the NBA is going back to falling in love with the 2-way star. Not the 2-way player, the 2-way star. And I think he's a poster child for that. For me, dark horse MVP right now. And for me, a solidified all-star starter. Do you have him in your starters?
I've got him in my starters. He was one of the first names on there. There was no shadow of a doubt. Like he has to be in there as a starter. Like he absolutely deserves it. Again, like you mentioned, like they got the Celtics 11 games above 500, and like we looked at this season at the start for the Celtics similarly to the Pacers, where we thought it was going to be a thing where like, all right, you've lost your best player, you've also let go of a bunch of players in like free agency or trade, whatever, Porzingis being gone as well, Drew being gone, and we thought, all right, cool, we're hitting a soft reboot on the Celtics while JT's out. Jalen Brown said, no, we're competitive today. We're going to be competitive right now. And again, for them to be second in that conference, granted it's not the deepest conference, but nonetheless, you have to beat who's in front of you. and they've been doing that, and he's been balling out. He's been putting out, you know, what in a normal set of circumstances would be MVP numbers. But unfortunately, he's walking among freaks and monsters. So his numbers look a little less superstarish, but nonetheless, like he's absolutely an all-star. Absolutely an all-star. Probably all NBA as well by the time we get to the end of the season. So
For sure,
yeah,
man.
definitely. No doubt about it. He's in my all-star selection.
Yeah, man. Do you want to go with someone else you picked in your starters?
Yes. So I've got this
Let's go.
person. I think another person who could be a dark horse for MVP. I think especially if you use like traditional scales for MVP of like best player on, the best team or, second best team in the league based on record. And so my number or my next pick for All-Star would be Cade Cunningham. I think he's having a tremendous season. He's by far and away the best player on the Detroit team. That's currently 30-10, second best record in the league overall, best record in the East. And he's a player that has been, I think, for the last couple of years on the fringe of that All-Star. I can't remember if he was an All-Star last season, but I think he definitely deserves to be in there now, given the team success and given how well he's performed this season as well. So I go with Cade.
Yeah, Cade definitely made mine. Best player on the best team in the East.
Yeah.
Who, him along with Jalen Duran, have got Detroit jumping, man. They've got Detroit jumping. They've got a good squad over there, and he's the leader of that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he did make All-Star last year, I believe. Yeah, he did. Yeah. So last year he was averaging 25 and 9, I believe. And this year he is averaging similar numbers, 26, 6 and 9 assists. Every night giving you a ridiculous amount of offensive output.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really a negative on defense at all, really. He's got good size. His mid-range game, his kind of slow athletic game, you don't really seem like you can speed him up. And I think he's going to get into that realm of unguardable really soon. He feels like he's on his way to a similar trajectory of how we saw Shea. And he's in the East. He's so far, he's on his way to claiming the East for Detroit. Obviously, when next season we get a healthy Celtics, hopefully, we don't know what's happening with the Bucks and Giannis, but we get Tyrese back and maybe we see a more competitive East along with the Knicks and stuff. If he's then able to still keep, the Pistons at the top of the East, it's only gonna solidify his position in being probably All-Star starter for the next 5+ years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely had Cade. Speaking of Milwaukee, Giannis.
Yeah.
My next guy, Giannis.
Yeah. Easy.
Giannis
Too
has
easy.
been Giannis. Forgetting all the noise around whether he's gonna go, will he, won't he? Forget all of that. Giannis, his play, otherworldly. In so many different previous years in the NBA, he's sleepwalking at MVP. But obviously, the scoring, I don't want to say inflation because that makes it sound like it's empty scoring. Just the way people are able to score in this modern era with the pace, the space, the shooting, numbers like what Giannis is putting up, which is I think 28, 9 and 5.
Yeah.
29, 9 and 5 really kind of just get lost in all of the other great numbers.
It's too easy to take for granted.
It's too easy. But defensively never lacks.
Oh.
Top tier defender, tier 1 defender. Offensively, you can't stop him. It seems the only thing that's able to stop him right now is his team.
And that front office.
Yeah, man. But separate to all of that, All-Star starter, definitely. And for me, the only big slash
forward,
center that's making it in the East for me. I think that's one of the sad things for me in the East. It feels like they don't have a tier 1 center.
No, it would have been
There aren't
Joel,
many
but
though, if we're being honest, in the NBA. I feel like who would you just to give a bit of a spoiler, there's no center in mind from the East. It's just
nah,
Giannis.
there's none in mine.
Okay, cool.
There's none in
So
mine either. Yeah.
so if we're like talking, bro, here, like who could we even think about? I'm saying I think the best center in the NBA and in the East right now has been what, Jalen Duran?
Yeah, this season.
And I
I
think
wouldn't.
I think he possibly makes it, but I don't know if I'm ready to say, because again it's positionless.
Yeah.
Has he been better than some of the other guys I'm gonna put on this list?
Nah, and I don't think he has. And I think the problem with the center position is that your standouts are just the standouts Jokic. And so comparing everybody else to Jokic just feels unfair. I think if you took Jokic out of the situation, you'd have a much clearer like top tier of who your centers are. But
I think there's just no mid level. I think you're either, you know, MVP level center,
mm,
and then it feels like there's a gap, then there's cap,
yeah, yeah,
and then you're just a role player.
it's like
Yeah.
MVP level.
Mm.
There's no like all NBA level.
Mm.
Whereas like historically you'd have like maybe a guy that was like MVP level in that position, and then there was an all NBA category where like there'd be like 2-3 guys, and then there's like the All-Stars. It feels like now there's MVP, we've skipped all NBA, we've
I feel
skipped like solidified All-Stars, and
yeah,
there's like fringe
we're,
All-Stars where if they're having a really good year and their team's doing well, then we'd put them in that category.
we're missing the, like, in the East anyway, the
Mm.
like the Boogie Cousins type
Yeah,
of players.
yeah.
You know, I don't know when he was that level of player. I don't know, Al Horford when he was,
Mm.
you know,
Or
in
even like Sabonis
Atlanta.
for the last couple
So
years, not so much
yeah, it
this year.
doesn't seem
Yeah,
like we've got that, especially not in the East.
yeah.
Yeah. So far we've got Cade, we've got Jalen Brown, and we've got Giannis, which we all agree on.
Mm-hmm.
For your 4th spot, who you've got next, bro?
I got Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
I got Tyrese Maxey, man. I mean,
Mm.
he's averaging 30 points a game. He's been, I mean, like Philly haven't had, I imagine, the season that they thought they were gonna have at the start, but like he's got them above 500. Where like, you know, Joel's been in and out of the lineup. He hasn't been able to be super consistent just because of like his body and whatever. And PG hasn't had the best start to the season. Maxey started off on an absolute tear, and he's maintained that level of production pretty much consistently throughout the season. You know, 30 points a game, about 6 assists a game as well, and pretty good efficiency. And he's had a good few big moments as well, showing that he's ready to kind of take the mantle and be that guy for a team. So, yeah, I think Tyrese definitely deserves to make it, if you ask me, especially if you're going positionless.
Yeah. So Tyrese, for me, he was someone I had to weigh up between 2 guys for me. In fact, there was 3. There was 3 players, and I had to pick between. I had to pick 2 out of 3, and I was kind of weighing up between Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And I've opted to not go with Maxey.
Fair.
And as I say it, I kind of feel like I want to change my mind, but I'm going to stick to it. Maxey deserves to be an All-Star, and if he is the starter, I won't sniff at that. I won't be like, oh, he shouldn't have got it. What he's done this season, the way he's elevated his play, maybe I do want to change my mind. 30 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, almost 7 assists. It's his team. There's no argument. He's got an MVP player who's obviously doesn't have MVP caliber health in Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So he's had to take on this mantle. And yeah, he's got them a 7th seed right now, I believe. You know,
7th. Half a game behind Cleveland.
He started off hot as hell, like on a crazy hot streak, and he's managed to keep that going. I think a lot of people thought he'd fizzle out. You know, 40% from 3, taking tough shots. You cannot guard him. Quick. I think the quickest first step in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
yeah, Tyrese Maxey, man.
And a pretty good
player.
defender too.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Pretty good
Again,
defender.
and yeah, it doesn't feel like you can target him the way you can target certain other guards in the league. You know, like a Luca or a Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, man, I just like how he's leading his team right now, and I'm actually thinking maybe I should have put him in my All-Star team, but you know,
Yeah.
I'll leave that, and then maybe at the end when we decide to make a consensus, we'll see if I change my mind later. But yeah, Tyrese has been balling, man. I think if you watch his interviews, man, it's easy to root for someone like Tyrese, man. He just seems real cool. He seems like he has good energy. It seems like his teammates like him. But elite
Like a guy
guard,
just wants to play. He just wants to play good basketball.
yeah. And for those that don't know, well, you can't anymore because he's now a coach at Arkansas. But if you want an NBA guard in the past 10 years, you get it from Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want a forward, you go to Duke. You want a
go,
guard, you go to Kentucky.
You go to Kentucky. You draft anyone Calipari has Coach Calipari has coached.
Yeah.
And they just come good, man. Shea, Jamal Murray, Tyrese Maxey, just to name a few. Malik Monk. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey just another one of those guys from the long lineage of great Kentucky guards under Coach Calipari. Yeah, he's been elite. Honestly, I think I'm talking so much about him because I'm regretting not putting him. But the guy that I chose over him, or one of the guys I chose over him, was Jalen Brunson. It's hard for me to look past Jalen Brunson's greatness, man, because and I'll be honest here, a lot of the reason why I love Jalen Brunson's game so much, is not just because he's great. It shouldn't be possible what he's doing. 5'11", not athletic, post playing. I don't even know what if you were building him on 2K, I don't even know what his name would be. You know,
all I know is the build would suck if you're trying to make it on 2K.
No, man, I think it could maybe on the twos, maybe not in the. I don't know, maybe
it would. No, it'd be one of those builds where like you make it and like you could probably make it work in my career, and then you get online and you're getting cooked because to your point, it's the type of build where like no one's anticipating that. On paper, it shouldn't work.
It shouldn't work.
So like when you try to do it on a video game, it's not gonna work. But like
you just can't guard him. He's always on balance. You know, doesn't shy away from contact. Gets downhill. Mid-range game, crazy. You know, 28 a game, 6 assists. He's got New York jumping, bro. He's got New York jumping, and for me, I couldn't go away from what he's been doing the last couple seasons, especially I remember what the Knicks were before Jalen Brunson got there, and all due respect, Julius Randle was the first guy to like lead them out of like the pits of hell that they've been in, but taking them to that next level, and giving them the aspirations to now believe they can get to an NBA Finals.
Yeah. NBA Cup winning in the meantime as well.
Conference Finals last year.
Yeah.
He's the leader of that, He's got them right now 25-17, third seed in the East. For me, he is an all-star starter for me.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I think, again, it was between those three guys, it was difficult to kind of leave one out. But ultimately, I think what they've done this season, what they've been able to achieve, and I personally, I want to put a level of importance on the NBA Cup, and I feel like him leading his team to that is definitely something that takes him over the edge.
That's actually a good point.
Those other two guys.
That's actually a good point. Because All Stars are regular season. It's regular season recognition.
Yeah.
And winning the regular season cup, I think, should hold recognition as your team is also good. It's not like you
and the MVP for it too.
Yeah. So we both had Brunson. So that means I left off Maxey, you left off Donovan Mitchell. Then I'm gonna make my case for Donovan Mitchell because I remember when we had our like top players going into the season. I think I had Mitchell too, and I don't know if you did.
I had Mitchell in mine.
Okay,
I had Mitchell in mine.
I think Donovan Mitchell was just. I think people throw around the underrated tag. It feels like for every player that people like that I don't know, don't get the recognition that I don't know LeBron gets or whatever. It's like, okay, he's underrated. I think people know how good Donovan Mitchell is, but I feel like it's just maybe taken for granted because
not so much overrated, more so underrated, more so overlooked.
Donovan Mitchell's been him from the jump.
Literally.
When he came in, you know, from where did he go? Louisville. He came from Louisville. Yeah. Off the rip, bro. Taking Utah to the playoffs. Should have won Rookie of the Year with the whole Ben Simmons thing. Should have won Rookie of the Year. You know, what's he on this season, man?
But
29,
nearly 30.
5, just under 6, just under 40% from 3.
Yeah.
Again, I think the Cavs are a little bit underwhelming. I feel like we've all been waiting for the Cavs to take that next step. But I don't believe it's Donovan Mitchell that needs to take that step. I think it's other guys on that roster who haven't lived up to their name, while Donovan Mitchell has just been him.
And I think the problem with Donovan Mitchell's career is never been Donovan Mitchell. It was the same thing at Utah. It was the same thing. It's the same thing now at Cleveland, where he's consistently shown up. It's not like when it gets to those big moments, he's not there. He's there. He's always there. It's the team that's been letting him down, which is why I think he's been overlooked so much, because he's been in those markets and he hasn't been able to have the success that a player of his talent should, but simply because his tean hasn't pulled through. And like, this was a 60-win team, you know, a year ago.
What I think Donovan Mitchell's issue is, or not even issue, is I think Donovan Mitchell is a Jalen Brown or Kyrie player. What I mean by that is they're meant to be the 1B. But you can have them as the 1A. But I think Jalen Brown might not even be in this because of his size. But small guards, for me, I think it's very difficult to be small guards and take that next step to go and, you know, be solidified in you know, trying to get a chip, because that's the next step for the Cavs and that team. It's just, how can we get to a finals? We are a challenging team. We have challenging aspirations. We believe we've got the rosters to do that, but I don't think it's just too hard to do it being a small guard. It feels like you need at least a wing, a big wing, or a big who's on at least your level or just below your level to have a 1-2 punch to then get to that next stage.
Yeah.
You know,
or more likely, you need a really consistent and a really solid supporting cast.
Okay.
Where everyone shows up.
But you say that, but if we look historically, Steph, Isaiah Thomas. Other than that, it's a 1-2 punch. Wade was better than Shaq, but Wade had Shaq. Kobe Shaq. Kobe Powell. You know? Bron Kyrie.
Shea is a recent example. You could argue.
Shea, okay, I'll give you Shea.
But again,
but Shea's not a small guard to me. Shea's not a small guard. Shea's in that. 6'5", 6'5" and some change. That's not a small guard.
Yeah, fair.
That's not a small guard. And I think just he needs Evan Mobley to take that next step. I think the way some people talk about Bam, I think a lot of guys have given up on Bam on going to that next level of, you know, you can be the best player on the team. I think that conversation is soon going to go to Evan Mobley. I think there's a step that people I want from Evan Mobley that maybe just won't be him. And I think that has put a cap on how good the Cavs can be. But Donovan Mitchell, elite player. And for me, consistently been top 3-4 best players in his conference, you know, for me. And, you know, it's maybe just boring now for some people, but I had to put him as an all-star star. And that's my reason why I put him over Maxey.
That's fair. My reason for going Maxey over Mitchell was more to do with, like, I think on paper, like, again, the Cavs have been underwhelming this season, but I still think on paper, like, Donovan Mitchell has the more impressive, like, team. I think on paper, I think he has the better squad around him.
Okay.
I think given how, you know, the Philly are only a game behind Cleveland, given the jump that Maxey's had this season, that's why I've gone for him over over Mitchell. But to be honest, again, like you said about Maxey, if it was Mitchell in that starting lineup, I'd have absolutely no problems with it. I'm a big fan of Donovan Mitchell, been so since he got drafted into the league. But like that's just the difference for me. I just think where we're celebrating that individual success, I do think that Maxey's had to do a bit more with a little bit less. Whereas with Cleveland, they should just be better. Not that it's got anything to do with Donovan Mitchell, why they're not, but they should just be better because they are, in theory, a better team.
There's head-to-head going to account here. Philly lost their last 2 games against Cleveland. I don't know if that means anything.
I mean...
I'm with you, man. I'm with you with the Maxey thing. It feels like kind of the MVP kind of conversation. Because he has less to work with, I'm giving him a bit of a bump. Like, okay, yeah, I'm going to put you above this guy. I'm going to concede on this one. And we can have Maxey in the starting 5. So that would mean our East starters are going to be Giannis, Jalen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey, and Jalen Brunson. I'm okay with that.
Small ball. Shout out the Rockets.
Good luck.
2018.
Good luck. All right, now let's go over to the West. And do you want to kick us off with one of your picks for the West?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I mean, he might not get the MVP now because he's picked up that injury, but Jokic.
Yeah,
Jokic, no brainer.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I need to explain, but I'll explain anyway. Near 30-point triple-double.
It genuinely, no pun intended, it's a joke watching him sometimes.
It's ridiculous.
Genuinely a joke.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, if he continues like this, we're gonna end up in some very uncomfortable conversations.
I think the uncomfortable conversations are here. People are just
people don't want to have them already about like. We'll discuss them on here at some point in time, but like his positioning and all timeless. I personally, I'm ready to have those conversations, but I know some people aren't.
Averaging 29.6. Cool, we've seen scoring before. Fairs.
We've seen scoring before.
12.2 rebounds. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
11 assists.
Hang on a minute.
11 assists a game.
One of these things is not like the other.
From a 7-footer. I genuinely, man, it's
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's absolutely ridiculous. These are 2K numbers. These are 2K numbers. Jokic. It's my MVP, real, regardless of how many games he plays this season. My MVP, Jokic.
Yeah, man. Jokic, man. Definite starter. Not really much more to say. He's had some crazy games this season. 56-point game against Minnesota.
Yeah. Didn't he have a 30, 20, and 20 game this season, or am I bugging?
I believe so. But yeah, man, he's just elite, man. He's elite. Best player in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Someone I don't think, again, that we're going to have any arguments over being in the as an all-star star is Victor Wembanyama, man.
Yep. Absolutely.
Don't care how many games you play. There's no one better than him at what he's doing.
Yeah. Does not matter. Like 7 foot, what's he, 7'5"? But can guard 1'5".
Some of the stat lines he's put up this season, genuinely are mind-boggling. Even when he had his injury, he came back from injury and was giving us 20 in 20 minutes easily. Yeah. So he's averaging 24.5 this season and 10.9 rebounds, 3 assists. The stat I really want us to look at is he's averaging 2.6 blocks a game this season. On his career, he's averaging 3.5 blocks a game.
And you know what's crazy about it? Yeah, is it's kind of an interesting thing for shot blockers where when that shot blocking number comes down a little bit and it settles around the 2.5, that's when they've gone from just being a shot blocker to being a sheer defensive force, because he's a better defender this season than I think he was last season. And I think it's because he's hunting blocks less and he's just contesting now.
Yeah.
When the block's there, he takes it, but he's just contesting now. He's just locking stuff down a lot better now.
And offensively, he's taking leaps. Last night was a prime example of that.
Yeah.
had a great head-to-head battle against Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards. Somebody we'll probably talk about later on.
Yep.
They won 126 to 123. He had 39 points. He was 11 of 14 from the free throw line, 12 of 23 from the field, 50%. Shot 4 of 9 from 3, hitting clutch buckets. He's going to become extremely unguardable in the next 6 months to a year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think right now, Wemby and the Spurs are the safest dark horse bet I've seen in a long time. I think Wemby in the playoffs right now is about to fuck shit up. I think there's a lot of teams who have expectations, who've done some moves in the off season that have roster expectations that are going to get to San Antonio and not know what to do with Victor Wembanyama, because now we don't know what to do with him anyway.
Yeah, I think they are the worst matchup in the league right now. Yeah, like I think that's the most miserable matchup you can have, because they can give you. They've got so many different options and so many different ways to hurt you, and then you've got a player that is genuinely unguardable. Like, I know you said he's pretty much unguardable right now, and I think he just needs a bit more consistency to his scoring. But from a physical standpoint, what are you doing with him? If you're strong enough to push him off the post, great. Now you've got to guard him at the perimeter.
Yeah.
And that just leaves space for all of those guards who want to get downhill and want to get to the rim if they're on the court with him. And it's just like, they're going to be such a tough matchup come playoffs.
One of the changes this season is he's not living and dying by the free ball.
Yeah.
He's getting to that rim. And it's funny enough, he's actually shooting 38% from free this season, which is just scary as hell.
On 4.5 attempts.
You know? 28 games this season, 51% from the field, 38% from free, 83% from the free throw line, 11 rebounds a game. I think he can even become a better rebounder as he gets stronger. But yeah, scary sight, man. But yeah, Wembanyama, man.
Yeah.
So we got Jokic and Wemby, which we both agree on. Who you got next, bro?
Another one that I'm sure we're both gonna agree on, Shay.
Yeah.
SGA.
No discussion. Nothing to be said.
Easy pick there.
There was a point in the season, we were almost 25 games in. They'd lost 1 or 2 games. J-Dub had been out. J-Dub's come back and not really been J-Dub. They've had a little slump, and that slump has dropped them to, let's see, number 1 in the West.
Yeah.
35-8.
35-8.
They're 7-3 in their last 10.
Yeah. Quite the slump.
You know what I'm saying? 7-3 in their last 10. Someone needs to get fired. What's going on here? Listen, man, Shea, he's probably going to get an MVP right now, again, due to some injury stuff. And if, and if obviously the 65-game rule thing with basically, if you have to play him in 65 games to be eligible for the NBA awards.
Yeah. But to be fair, as much as we might feel like, all right, cool, Jokic deserves it. To be fair, I'm not upset with Shea winning it. I'm not upset with Shea at all. And if you're upset with Shea, you need to reevaluate yourself, because genuinely, he's having an MVP season. Of course, you may think Jokic is better, but he's having an absolutely incredible season. His fourth or fifth? Fourth consecutive season averaging above 30 as well. 52% from the field.
It's a joke. It genuinely felt like he didn't play a fourth quarter until they started losing to the Spurs. That's what it felt like. 31.8 a game.
And for those people that will say, free throw merchant, he's averaging 23.5 without free throws.
Yeah.
Which I believe is either the highest or at least top 3, top 5 in the league from scoring. So as much as you want to say free throws, he's averaging less free throws than he averaged last year. He's averaging his 3rd most for his career. So again, we need to reevaluate how we talk about Shea. Ultimately,
100%.
he's an all-timer. He's an all-timer at this point. Like, he's had one of the best seasons any player's ever had last season, and he's on pace to do similar this season as well. So credit where credit is due. He's absolutely incredible.
Averaging a steal a game as well. Never been a negative. In fact, some would say quite positive on defense. surgical offensively, surgical. The footwork,
Yeah.
arguably the best footwork in the NBA, arguably some of the best footwork we've seen since like a Kyrie or Kobe,
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan. Elite player, Hall of Famer. More than likely going to get a second MVP this season and 100% solidified All-Star starter this season.
Absolutely.
The next guy that I have, and I have to bring him up now just because this guy went nuts last night. Even though they lost, Anthony Edwards, man.
Yes.
Has to be a starter.
Yes.
Has to be a starter.
Definitely.
Has to be a starter. Well, let's talk about what he's doing this season. Almost 30 a game, 29.6, 5 rebounds, just under 4 assists. He could his playmaking needs to get better. That's whatever. But last night, 55 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. 56% from 3 in that game. Yeah.
And if you remember, at the start of the season, one of the things we talked about, or me in particular talked about, was him needing to improve and become more consistent with that free ball. And we are halfway through the first month of the year, and he's already done that. So
yeah, he's just elite, man.
Credit.
He's elite.
And on both sides of the ball too.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball too.
Two-way player. Elite two-way player. Can pretty much, I believe, guard your best player if it's not obviously a big. And on the opposite side, good luck. Good luck staying in front of him. And now he's got that free ball down pat. You know, he's averaging 41.8% from 3 this season. You know, I just think it's the playmaking that needs to be the next thing. Just using your gravity.
Playmaking and free throw shooting.
And it also might just not be his game. Maybe they do need a point guard. That's always been the talk, really.
Yeah, I think he's a pure 2. Like he's a 2. Small forward if you want to go a bit larger, but I think they need to. I honestly, I'm not even. I think it would obviously unlock parts of his game if he was able to, you know, be better on that side of the ball. But I think that it's a better investment to go get someone who can, and let him be a secondary if need be.
Obviously, this segment is more to praise the players than to look at their negatives because we're talking about all-stars here.
Yeah.
But saying that, the amount of times he has the ball in his hands, getting a secondary playmaker is not really gonna do what I think they think it's gonna do. Because end of the day, I want the ball in Anthony Edwards' hands. He needs to be able to make the better decisions because I don't want to put the ball in anyone else's hand. Why am I taking the ball out of a guy's hand that can give me 55 points, who can give me 30 a game? But for the amount of time he has the ball in his hands, I'm being a guard, and I wouldn't call him a small forward. He might be a small forward athletically, but he's 6'4". That's a 2 guard or a 1. He's either a 2 guard or a PG for me. 3.7 assists a game is not good enough. He should be sleepwalking at least 6.
Fair.
But just keep it positive. All-star starter, elite player, one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA. Electric. Yeah, man.
Killer mentality as well. Killer mentality.
Who do you have for your last spot? I think there's not really a question, if I'm being honest. I don't even know why I asked that. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, Luca.
It has to be.
Luca.
Say what you want, yeah? Say what you want. You could say, oh, he don't play defense, he don't this, he don't that. 33, almost 34 points a game, 7.7 rebounds, and almost 9 assists. So he's almost averaging, if we're rounding up, he's averaging 34, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Say what you want. 34, 8, and 9. Listen, the roster construction, I'm going to leave that for another day. Yeah, you can say what you want, but a player like him, yeah, I don't care about what he doesn't do. I'm trying to cover that with the rest of the roster. Because how many people can average 34, 8, and 9? I'll tell you who. 1, Luca Doncic. For me, he should have had an MVP already. I think it's going to be tough for him to get one now in the current state of the NBA because I think we are really going back to pushing the two-way star with the likes of Victor Wembanyama, with the likes of Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brown, so on and so forth. Giannis.
I think we're looking at Luca being in a situation where, like, he'll probably get one but it'll be like how Kobe got one. It won't be an MVP that he gets because he's definitively. It will be because the voters realize, oh snap, Luca doesn't have one, and he probably should. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like defensive liabilities aside, and you know that Lakers team. You said it a while ago in one of our tracks where you just said like it's the worst good team or the best worst team we've seen in a long time. And from a roster construction point, like it's low-key kind of terrible, like the Lakers at the minute. And he's consistently going out there putting up, you know, video game numbers and leaving it out there. Again, he's had issues with injuries a little bit this season as well. That's kind of hampered him. And you could argue to his defense as so that's affected whatever output he was going to give on the defensive side anyway. But you can't argue with 33, 8, and 9. Like you absolutely can't. Like if 33, 8, and 9, or 34, 8, and 9 is not enough to make an all-star starter, then I don't know what is. And I think he's definitely deserving of it. And then we can talk about all those other players in the next
episode. And it's in LA as well. There's no way he's not making it as a starter.
Yeah.
And you see the fan voting anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you say that.
No, he's got it, man. Because remember, like, with the all-star stars...
but you say that being in LA and, like, fan voting...
Yeah, but listen, that's for another... That discussion's for another day.
That's for another app.
But, yeah, but obviously with the way the fan voting is done, it's obviously 50% fan voting, 25% players, and then I think 25% coaches.
Yeah.
Luca's starting.
Yeah, he's starting. He's starting.
But yeah, so then that means the West is Luca... Ant-Man, Wembanyama, Shea, and Jokic.
Yeah.
And then in the East, we had Cade, we had Brunson, we had Maxey, we had Giannis, and we had Jalen Brown. I think those have been the best 10 players in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Best 10 players in the NBA this season.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I didn't think there was going to be much discussion about, you know, much argument. I didn't think there was going to be any argument, if I'm being honest. I think it was a very simple list to make.
Yeah.
And yeah, but you know, there's still some time left. I think they're going to actually release the All-Star team tomorrow, actually, I believe. I think it comes out Monday. I may be wrong. Let me just double check when that comes out. But yeah, I think they're gonna release it soon. The All-Star starters come out.
Yeah, I think it is tomorrow. Yeah,
it comes out tomorrow, Monday, man.
Yeah,
tomorrow, Monday, the 19th of Jan. So we'll know. So yeah, that's been our All-Star starters episode. Let us know if you believe anyone shouldn't be on the list as a starter.
Yeah. Who do we leave out?
Who do we leave out? You know, do you think Donovan Mitchell should be a starter over Maxey or over Brunson? Do you think, you know, someone else should have made it in the West? I don't know how you can think that, but if you do think that, let us know in the comments. And look out for our starters episode and more to come from this channel. We are out. Peace.
Peace.